Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. It is Friday. Good morning. How we
Jenny,
doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
Somebody went with his camouflage today, but he cannot hide from me. I can still see you.
You know what I should have done? I should have brought my ice out today. In honor of old Ice Trae. Ice Trae.
Are you on that bandwagon?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's driving a new bandwagon.
Not surprised.
Somebody's bandwagon is about to get run off the road right here, right now.
Yeah.
There we go.
In the State Farm last night, Jenny.
Yeah, you've been waiting to do that. We have a great Friday show for you today. Do Skip and Shannon have any issue with Joel Embiid calling himself the best player in the world? And is the Patriots dynasty on the verge of crumbling? We will go there, but first, let's start with Trae Young, who dropped a career-high 50 points in the Hawks' 129-124 win over the Heat last night. Young went 8 of 15 from 3 and scored 20 points in the fourth quarter to seal the comeback win for Atlanta. This comes a few months after Young prematurely celebrated against the Heat in December before blowing a late lead, something Jimmy Butler did troll him for at the time. So, Shannon, how impressed were you with Trae Young last night?
I was very impressed. And Skip, he's been flirting with 50 for a long time. He had 49, 48, 47 on a 45. So you knew it was just a matter of time that he was going to hit that magic number 50. And Skip, these weren't meaningless points. These were not empty calories. I hate empty calories.
I know.
Man, if you work that hard, eat something nutritious. Eat something that's fulfilling. Because I know a guy that feasted on empty calories and got nothing to show for it. Skip, it's not your turn. It's not your turn.
Wait, are we talking about football or basketball?
Who are we talking about?
All I said is I know a guy got a lot of empty calories.
Really? Wait, is it the same guy that yesterday you fought for to get $40 million a year named Dak Prescott? Is that the guy you're talking about, empty calories? Somebody's speaking out of the other side of his mouth on Friday.
I'm talking about my guy Ice Trae down in State Farm Center, State Farm building last night. Skip, he hit shots. And when when these guys get it going, Skip, there's nothing you can do. They're running picks for him at half court. He's taking 2 steps and letting 35, 40-footers go, and he's swishing nothing but net.
Can't do anything.
Man, he had Iggy. Skip, you see what he did to Iggy? He gave Jimmy Butler some of that. Dragic, you want some of it? Everybody can get it. And they needed everything. I thought Miami was up like 5 with 2 minutes to go, and I thought it's over now. And then he steps up and boom. Skip, he's a superstar. He's on the cusp of being he's a star. Let me take that back. He's on the cusp of being a superstar. I liked him more than you did. You didn't really love him. I mean, I don't know why you don't like. You normally like all things Oklahoma.
I'm writing.
I'm glad you did.
I got to get this one. But you just made a great statement. I can't wait to talk about it.
And the thing was, when I liked him come out of college, Skip, because he led the nation in scoring, and when obviously you lead the nation in scoring, you're taking a lot of shots. But he also led the nation in assists.
He did.
Which means he's selfish and unselfish at the same time. I know it's oxymoronic, but how can somebody be selfish and selfless at the same time? But that's what he was. That's what he was.
That's a good description.
And Skip, dude is 30-9 in his second season. And Skip, they're gonna play the Mavericks, I think, either tonight or tomorrow night, and Luka.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And Skip, these guys are always going to be compared to each other because they will flop for each other. I believe Trae works better in Atlanta than Luka would have worked in Atlanta. And I think we understand why, Skip, because you saw the game, you see it's electric. And he's electric. He's dynamic with the handles. He's got people on skates, and he's pulling up from 35, 40 feet away. And
would you take Trae over Luka right now?
In Atlanta, yes.
In anywhere?
In Atlanta, yes.
If you had a choice right now, you'd take Trae or Luka.
That's not the question, Skip. Why you want to get a man his credit?
All right. Well, I'm just asking.
You don't want his
I
credit.
want to make sure what your position is before I launch.
My position is, I told you Trae Young was going to be good in the NBA. You didn't like him because you didn't believe he can get his shot off. I said, with those handles, if Steph Curry can get his shot off, this kid can get his shot off. And he can, and he has. And I believe he's going to get better. Now, look, they're nowhere close to playoff contention. They're going to, look, Steph Curry didn't make the playoffs for his first 4 years. I'm not saying he's going to be Steph Curry, but I'm just saying you get some more pieces around him, I think they have the potential. Because the East, the East is getting better, and so they're going to have to get pieces around him, Skip. But I love what I saw. I believe he is a star. He can be a superstar. It's just going to take a little time, and I'm here for it. I'm going to be watching.
You ready? I do like that. Just keep doing it. Okay.
Yeah, Skip.
You ready, Skip?
I am ready.
Go ahead.
I am taking Luka in Atlanta. I'm taking him in Marietta, Georgia. I'm taking him in what's your hometown? Glenview. Glenville. I'll take him in Glenville, Georgia. Glenville. Name another one. Savannah.
Like Savannah.
Wherever. Athens. I'll take Luka all over Georgia.
Brunswick.
Yes, thank you. All over Georgia. All over your little man Trae. And to my credit, I deserve some credit for this because you always accuse me of having zero objectivity when it comes to the University of Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma City, a huge, crazy University of Oklahoma football and basketball fan. And yet I watched every dribble that this kid took at the University of Oklahoma, and I just said, he's going to be a blast to watch in the NBA, but I don't think he can be the driving force of a playoff caliber contending team. And so far, I've been right because his team, even though they've had a little uptick lately, they still have the third worst record in all of basketball and the second worst record in the Eastern Conference. And they're sitting at 16-41, and that's including an improbable, shocking comeback win last night against the playoff-bound Miami Heat.
But they play hard.
Okay, they play hard, they're coached well, and again, if you want to talk box office, you got me, because on box office, I'll take Trae over Luka any day or night, just on sheer box office, because the way they play him and the way they market him, they make him as big a marquee player as there is this side of your man LeBron James, because he's must-see TV. Right. When he's on, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to keep an eye on this game. Even if LeBron is playing, I'm keeping an eye on what he's doing.
Because, Skip, think about it. Matt Ryan was the MVP. Matt Ryan is never going to be more popular in Atlanta than Michael Vick.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
So that's what I'm saying when I say
this
Trae.
is bordering on Michael Vick. It's starting to challenge Michael Vick. Okay,
look at all 2 Chainz, Quavo, all those guys, entertainers, T.I., Luda. They're going to be there. They're going to watch it.
Offset.
Yes.
We had our man Offset on at the Super Bowl.
He loved Trae.
Okay. I'm going to say it one more time, and this is exactly what I said before the draft and what I continue to say now. As exciting as he is to watch, he's still too little and too slight and too much of a defensive liability to ever lead and lift a team into playoff contention unless you tell me that Steph and Clay and Draymond and KD are all going to Atlanta.
Well, he can't get them, Skip, but maybe he can get pieces around him.
Maybe, because the greatest gift that he has is not his ability to shoot it, it's his ability to pass it. He is up there he's got the gift. And I told you, coming out of University of Oklahoma, that if he will focus on that, he can really help a team win. But he doesn't focus on that because they are marketing him as Michael Vick reborn, right?
Yeah.
So he has to he's become the greatest sideshow in the NBA. Sideshow, because it's 16-41. There's not a sniff of playoff contention going on here. So now we look at the bigger picture of what's actually happened. You said 30-9. That's pretty great. 30 is way up there. 9 is what, 4th in the NBA in assists. LeBron is leading in assists. But now let's look a little harder. He leads the NBA in turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
He's a turnover machine because he's going to try anything at any moment. And he also leads the NBA in fourth quarter turnovers. So last night he scores, 20 in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Well, he can go off, and I think that's his fourth 20-point fourth quarter. So he can just erupt on you in the fourth quarter. This little man can erupt.
Yes.
But in the meantime, he might be throwing it to you a number of times.
He got a little homeboy in him. He might try anything anywhere.
Okay. And on his three-point shooting, look, he's not Steph Curry. Let's stop that, because Steph has an actual jump shot where he will go up and shoot it at its apex, where it's kind of hard to stop. I agree with you. If he's hot, which is hit and miss, like it's hot and cold.
But lately he's been more hot than cold.
Okay, when he's hot and he's coming off a pick at 40 feet from the basket, he's shooting set shots. They're feet on the floor, push shots, okay? But he has like this rare natural strength to get the ball to, because trust me, I know this, it's hard to even get the ball to the basket just push shotting, right?
Yes.
But when he's on, he can really be on because it's hard to stop because you have to play his dribble too because he's pretty quick.
He can get by you.
And if he gets in the lane,
9 attempts a night, Skip.
Okay, so he's 9.5. You could round up to 10 attempts a night.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's fourth most in the NBA in three-point attempts. But he ranks 76th of 150 qualified three-point shooters in three-point shooting percentage. He's at 37, which is not bad, but it's right in the middle of the pack. So he's not a dead eye here.
No,
we don't have Steph Curry going.
But here's the thing. The distance in which he's shooting these threes from, Skip, they're not your customary, 22 feet in the corner and 23-9 at the top of the key. Skip, he's shooting the ball from 28,
I'll give you this.
30.
In distance made, he's got to be at the top. I didn't look this up.
You look. There was once upon a time in the NBA, only Pistol Pete Maravich, rest his soul, had that kind of range. You got 10, 15 guys now, Skip, on Dame Lillard. He got the nickname Logo Lillard. You got Steph, you got KD, you got Trae Young that can let the ball go from 35, 40, and it looks like a normal shot. Skip, he's been small all his life. And you look at it, it's like he's pushing it. But because he's been so small, he's built up so much strength in that little compact motion that it's effortless for him.
Okay, but it's not a jump shot because he's not a leaper.
No.
He doesn't have any Iverson in him because Allen, at 6 feet tall, could jump out of the gym.
I don't even know if he can. You saw Chris Paul caught a lob in the All-Star game. I don't know if he can outjump Chris Paul now.
I mean, does he dunk?
I've never seen him dunk.
I've never seen him dunk, just for the record. Now we get to the other end of the floor, which is crucial in my book. He ranks 323rd in defensive win shares because he's just too little, and nobody's ever held his feet to the fire on that end. So because Atlanta is marketing him as a sideshow, the coaching staff can't force his hand to concentrate and get down in the chair and play hard defense. And who is he having to D up on a nightly basis? All those terrors at point guard who are actually two guards masquerading as point guards.
Well, that's what he is. He's a two-guard masquerading. Most of the guys are two-guards masquerading.
He can flat out pass it now. He can really pull off shockingly great passes.
When we look at prototypical point guard skill, we're looking at guys like John Stockton and Jason Kidd and Mark Jackson and Magic. Those guys were really trying to facilitate. Yeah, they could score. Magic was probably the better of all those scorers. But now we get Russ and we get Harden and we get all these other guys. We don't see a John Stockton. They're more along the line of two guards that, I got the box, so that's my title. But I'm really a two guard. Dame Lillard Dame's a two.
I agree.
Russ is a two.
He's a two.
So
James is definitely a two. I don't know what he is, but he's not a point guard.
Even Steph. Steph's a point guard, but Steph's a two.
Okay, I got it. So what happened in the All-Star game? Trae Young, Ice Cube. I got to give Ice Cube a shout out because I heard from him yesterday about the Big Three. They announced their new schedule,
format.
It looks great. So the point is that Ice Trae was voted an All-Star starter, but then we got to the fourth quarter of what became a tight game. And guess who played zero? They didn't have minutes, but guess who played zero in the fourth quarter? Luka on one side. Luka on one side got replaced by CP3. I'm okay with that. And on the other side, Kyle Lowry replaced Ice Trae.
You mean to tell me that Kyle Lowry has been to like 4 or 5 All-Star games and that's a champion? That Kyle Lowry must be.
Kyle Lowry, who actually will D you up and get up in you.
It might be Mike Lowry, Bad Boys, Will Smith Lowry. That Lowry, that's the one he talking about.
So he played the entire fourth quarter in place of your man, okay? Why? Because he will play defense and the little man will not.
Let me ask you a question. Steph Curry D'ing up, Steph Curry sitting in a chair?
Steph Curry can steal the ball, and occasionally
Trae Young can steal the ball.
Occasionally. I'm going to get to that in just a moment.
But Skip, let's be real. Nobody's really playing D anymore. Nobody's playing. Okay, it gets like in the All-Star game, it gets down crunch time. Yeah, guys going to try to dig in and try to play. But if you look at the first 3 quarters, ain't nobody sitting in the chair.
Hey, when they decide to, the Los Angeles Clippers can really lock you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, Pat Bev. But Skip, you got to realize.
This guy named, what's the guy's name who wears number 2?
Whoa!
Oh, that guy.
Hold on,
now you know his name.
Hold on. The guy that wears number 2, the one that Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart took turns cooking it?
I said, when he decides.
When did he go to the
It's
side?
the last game before the break, and what have they always told me over the years I've covered the NBA? The wonkiest game of the year will be either the game coming into the break or out of the break, because nobody's head is into the game.
You know what? So I wonder what they told you now. I wonder what would have happened, Jenny. And I know you wondering this too.
What?
And I know people at home, I know y'all wondering. Had LeBron James and the Lakers lost to the Nuggets on that Wednesday before the All-Star break.
Well, LeBron was trying to lose it.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, AD made 2 big threes in overtime to
32,
save
14,
it.
and 12 said no. Because you know what I remember, Skip Bayless? I remember what you said when he was in Cleveland, and he said they lost to the Pelicans right before the All-Star game. And he talk about we top-heavy. Man, Jenny, we did like 7 topics on it. We only have 10 topics. We did 7 of them on that.
Try to fit it all in.
We were actually at the Super Bowl, and we did not do
Yeah, we did 7 topics.
We did
We
one.
were busy with a couple other things.
I said, huh? Why you?
Yeah, we did one. So, my friend across the table said in his opening speech today that it looked like that the Heat had won this game last night until Trae Young, and I'm going to quote you, stepped up and boom. That's what you said, right?
Started booming him.
Okay, so can we look at what actually happened with 1:33 left in the game?
I know
Here we
Cam
go.
Reddish stole it.
Okay, Trae Young drives and misses just a running sort of layup type
That was a
shot.
foul.
It was not a foul. And yeah, look what John Collins did. He was so lucky. He fouls it and dunks it. Again, they were down 5 at that point, and that cut it to 3. So here we go again. He drives, and he gets blocked by Jay Crowder. And here we come to the other end, and let's see what happens. The Heat can just put the game away, and Bam starts running with the basketball. He just catches it. Remember, you have to dribble it before you pass it if you run 5 steps with it, right? So that's the end of that deal. There's a big turnover, and then here comes Trae Young back down, and he kicks it back out, and there's the rookie Hunter, and DeAndre Hunter, and he sinks the 3. That ties the game. And then here comes Dragic to the other end. And Cam Reddish knocks it out of his hand and grabs it. And the other rookie for the Hawks, 1 of 3, he dunks it. And all of a sudden, they're up 2. And the Heat are just coming apart after they were up 5 with 1:33 left. And then here we go again. The Heat have a chance. Jimmy Butler steps back. He's ice in his veins. And he misses that one. Bam gets the rebound. And guess who knocked it out of his hands? I give you this. Trae Young knocked it out of his hands. And they had no choice but to foul Trae Young, as you're about to see right here. And then that's the end of that deal, because he did go to the line and make those 2, and then he made 1 of the next 2, and that was the end of that game. So here's what just happened. I just showed you that Trae Young took 2 shots in the last 1:33. One of them he missed badly on a driving sort of layup shot, and the next one he got blocked by Jay Crowder, so he didn't do anything until he made those 3 free throws at the very end. Meanwhile, Miami has a 5-point lead with 1:33 left, and they get outscored 10-0 while going 0 for 4 and with 3 turnovers. So Trae Young didn't win the game down the stretch, as you said. He stepped up and went boom. No, he didn't. There was no boom.
So what we gonna do?
Miami went kaboom.
If you don't mind me asking, entering the 4th quarter, what was the score of the game? If I'm not mistaken, I think Miami was up by 7.
I'm just refuting your statement. You said the little man just stepped up and he went boom.
See what you did? You do the same thing.
I didn't do anything. I just showed you what happened in the last 1:33.
Let me finish. What you did to Trae is what you do to LeBron in Game 6. They were down 10. You didn't say about LeBron scored or assisted on 22 of the 30 points they scored.
What happened when the game was on the line? Last 3 minutes.
How does the game get to be on the line?
Okay. LeBron James had the game in the palms of his hand, and he turned it over 3 straight times in the last 3 minutes.
If LeBron doesn't make those 3 threes, if he doesn't score 16, assist on another 6 points, so 22 of the 30, are they even in position?
What does my friend across the table always tell me? What have you done for me lately? Well, I don't care what he did early in the 4th quarter. I care what LeBron didn't do late in the 4th quarter.
So what we did about this 50? So what I'm supposed to do about this 50 piece? Now, he put a 50 piece on Iggy and on Bam and Jimmy Butler. That's what he gave him. 50 piece, no sauce.
It was Iggy's first game, his debut with the Miami Heat.
It looked like
I just explained to you, you never can trust what teams will do going into and coming out of the break because they're just not there mentally. They're not quite there. And they threw Iggy into the mix and the flow, and they couldn't quite get comfortable with it. But they're up 5 with 1:33 left. But the point is that the Heat blew that game way more than Trae Young won that game.
Trae took it. Yeah. But see, here's what you said. You said, oh, you never know what you're going to get going into the break or coming out of the break. But if the Heat had won that game, what was going to be said?
I mean, everybody would just shrug and go to the next game.
Okay, then. Right? Well, we can't shrug because Ice Trae made sure. And Jimmy Butler tweeted that man.
Well, wait a second.
Yeah, there was a response as well.
Yeah. I'm going to get to that in one second. But again, were the Heat in position to do what they've been doing all year long? Have they not been the surprise team of the first 2/3 of the season? Yes, they have.
But Skip, there were points in that game when the Heat was up 7, and Trae Young would go 3-3, and all of a sudden it's 2. He would go 2, he got the and 1. I mean, get a man some credit, Skip. Okay, he didn't score all his 20 in the last 2 minutes of the game, but the reason why they were in the game and was still attached was because of Trae. Ice Trae, that is.
Ice Trae. So, Jenny mentioned the tweets.
Yes.
You also did. Let's look at the first one. This is back in December when Trae Young was the one who said, it's over. We got him. We're up 6 with a minute to go. Yeah. And the tweet from Jimmy Butler said, this man, at Trae Young, is a teller of the future. He was right. Game was over because the Heat came back and won that game. And then Trae responded after last night's game. And FYI, at Jimmy Butler was right. I can see the future. I saw tonight happening a while ago.
Oh, Trae, Ice.
There's one of those long hashtags.
Hashtag.
I don't even like Twitter.
You don't like those beats.
What are these long hashtag trends? Let's stop.
So,
hashtag I like them. Hashtag do it more often.
No.
Hashtag don't stop.
Was that the Ice Trae who took the game over in the last 133 and told the future? Wait a second. I just showed you. Ice Trae didn't make a field goal.
What about the free throws? What about the free throws down the stretch?
He clinched it with 2 free throws.
No. He is 5 or 6 in the fourth quarter.
But he clinched it with 2 free throws with 12 seconds left. But that wasn't why they won. The reason they won, the biggest shot of the night came from the other rookie, DeAndre Hunter, who hit a huge clutch 3 with 55 seconds left.
So you ain't going to give Ice Trae no credit?
I'll give him some credit, but be careful about your tweets unless you were the guy who took it over. Because Jimmy was the guy who took the game over in December.
And
be careful. Be careful. Are you that good?
Yeah, he that
good. Back it up?
He backed it up.
Really?
They had Jimmy buckets on him, and Ice Trae started going between his legs, started stopping and starting, and bam!
The guy who leads the league in turnovers.
Skip, who you listen?
Interesting.
I love how you do. See, why you do that? Why did you do that? Now, see, when I tell you them empty calories, I can see if he had 50 and they lost the game. There was a couple of games early, he had 48 and they lost. Okay, I get all that. But the man had a 50-piece. A 50-piece.
Let's talk about empty calories, shall we? These are the emptiest calories in the league. Wait a second. He's the 4th most in 3-point shots attempted in the whole league.
Yes.
That's pretty good. That's behind James and Damian Lillard and Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
The 4th most behind those 3 is this man, the sideshow in Atlanta.
Right.
Yet he ranks 76th out of 153-point shooters. That's a lot of empty calories because when you just make 37, if he's making 45%, you'd say those are good calories. Put it
like this here. If he's attempted the 4th most and he's making 45%, he's going to be averaging 40 points a game.
Okay, well, that's how you're talking about him.
I'm talking about him. Also, he had 50 last night, which is 5 more than 45.
If that were happening, then Atlanta wouldn't be 16 and 41. They'd probably be 30 and something.
Let me ask you a question. When Steph Curry was busting all those threes, when he scored, went off and hit 54 in the Garden, what were they doing?
They were winning.
No, they weren't.
Is that what you mean?
They didn't make the playoffs the first 4 years. I'm not saying he's Steph Curry. He's probably, Dame was one of those guys that also has the game like this kid has unbelievable handles, can let the 3 go from anywhere.
Yep.
But he got his team in the playoffs in his second year. Remember, he hit that shot, I think it was on Houston. Hit that shot, heard around the world, pull up from a 3 like he got OKC. Skip, you got to give this man some credit. The man is playing unbelievable. You didn't think he would be this good.
Unbelievable? They're 16 and 41. Is Dallas any good right now?
Hold up.
Are they not the surprise of the Western Conference?
So in other words, I'm glad you said that. Because I know a guy that went to the playoffs twice in both years, his first and second year, rookie and sophomore season. Hey, they went to the playoffs and they were under 500. He dropped 63 in the game, and we still talk about it's the greatest game ever. So what was he doing? They lost.
You mean the guy who went 6-0 in the finals with 6 MVPs?
No.
Well, come on. Well, tell the rest of the story.
No, the rest of the story. Because
wait, are you predicting that Trae's going to go 6-0 in the finals? No, really?
No,
are you?
No, I'm just saying.
Well, look what Luka is doing. He's having real impact in Dallas.
Yeah.
Trae is having only sideshow impact in Atlanta.
Let me ask you a question. The supporting cast. Who has the better supporting cast, Luka or Trae?
I'll give you Dallas.
Okay.
I'll give you Dallas, but when Luka's out, they struggle. They've been struggling, even with Porzingis.
Without Trae Young, how many games you actually think they would win in Atlanta? Without
Not the
Trae?
same.
I bet you.
They got talent. No, they do. They got some young talent on this team.
They wouldn't buy probably about 5 games without Ice Trae.
They'd win 8 games instead of 11. That's what would happen.
It's cold in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's the cold in Atlanta.
Would you like to do your shiver one more time before we go? Okay.
Really?
You saw me.
You know what Luka will do? He'll just take a little Trae and put him in his back pocket.
Yeah,
you know they're gonna be going at it.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it now.
Nobody would take Trae over Luka right now. Nobody.
Skip.
Not even the Hawks.
Yeah,
watching.
That's why they traded it.
No mercy.
In a new twist that caught many off guard, including me, reports are now out that the Tennessee Titans are now the leading candidates to land Tom Brady in free agency, followed by the Las Vegas Raiders, and finally the New England Patriots at third. Tennessee has the personnel that Brady is reportedly looking for, most obviously a strong run game anchored by Derrick Henry that took the Titans all the way to the AFC Championship game this past season. So, Shannon, can you actually see this happening?
Well, Skip, you remember when we talked about this at the very beginning when you and I both, I think we came to the conclusion that we think Tom Brady's going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I said, he can't worry about, well, I wonder if my wife's going to like it here. He has to go to a situation that's going to present him the best opportunity to win. It's as simple as that. Now, Peyton got the ideal situation, Skip, because they had just went to the playoff, kind of like Tennessee. They just went to the playoff with Tebow. Had Demaryius Thomas Young, Eric Decker, Julius Thomas, no Sean Marino. They had some nice pieces.
True.
So when I look at it, and everybody's like, Indy, why would he go to Indy? Indy got nice pieces. And I know Tennessee, small market, but Tom Brady doesn't care about the market. The only market he cares about, where can I go, what market can I go to and get number 7?
Yeah.
That's the market he should be concerned with. Skip, you look at it. You talk about offensive line, they got a very good offensive line. Now, they're probably going to lose Conklin. Normally, Skip, you let offensive linemen like him get to free agency, somebody's going to throw a ton of money at him. And he's probably going to leave. But they got a nice, solid offensive line. They got some nice young pieces at wide receiver. A.J. Brown had an unbelievable season. Corey Davis was the first rounder. Jonnu Smith, I forget, I can't even pronounce the other. Ferkser. Mm-hmm. So they got nice pieces. And defense, and they got $50-55 million in cap space, maybe do a contract here, redo a contract here or there. You might create as much as $70 million in cap space. So if he knows Vrabel, the question is, Skip, when Peyton came, they turned everything over to Peyton. Whatever Peyton, they ran the play. Peyton put the game plan together for practice. Mm-hmm. When they ran play for, pregame warm-up, that was all Peyton. Yep. I don't know if Tom wants that kind of responsibility, but this is a very good situation. Very well coached, he knows structure. You're going to be here, point A, point B. You're going to be on time. Mm-hmm. So I like it, Skip. I like it. At this point, yes, L.A. is nice. Ooh, sunshine. San Francisco is nice. It's a childhood team. You get an opportunity. But, Skip, at the end of the day, Tommy's got to look at it because I don't really think he's going anywhere for the school system. I understand he got kids, and guess what? His wife can run her business from anywhere, anywhere in the United States, be it Tennessee, Indy, L.A., Vegas, so it really doesn't matter. But Tennessee is a very viable option.
Mm-hmm. As Jenny was surprised, so was I. I had swung and missed on Tennessee as an option. Sure. I had thought about it and skipped right over it. Right. But I'm going to first talk about city appeal. I told you right out of the box, Indy doesn't seem like Tom's kind of place to be. And furthermore, he'd be playing in the house that Peyton built. Mm-hmm. And a little bit in Peyton's shadow. In Tennessee, there's no shadow. Right. Because there's not much to show there in football legacy. No. So I did go to school in Nashville at Vanderbilt. It was a long time ago, and Nashville wasn't what it has become, but it has boomed.
Yeah!
Boom.
Oh, it's huge.
It is huge and still growing.
You need to go to Nashville. I say for what?
Just
But
to
I
hang
heard,
out.
I heard it's
a place to be.
It's
crack-a-lackin'.
starting to feel like there's LA and there's New York and there's, as they call it, Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas, right?
They call
That's
it, right?
Yeah.
And
crazy.
I went to a concert the other night with Ernestine on Valentine's to see my man Nelly perform downtown LA, and he had just gotten back from recording for all weekend
really?
Nashville.
Yep.
And I was like, Nashville? Well, it was called Country Grammar.
Right, yeah, right.
I don't know about that, but anyway, the point is, it's happening
Booming,
in
yeah.
Nashville.
Good point.
I'm not saying Giselle would love it there, but it would probably be okay. It's got some new aura to it,
Right.
some
It
new
does.
cachet to it that would maybe fit the power couple that are Tom and Giselle.
Well, considering,
okay?
Skip, they put their house on the market in Boston. I don't know if she loves Boston either.
I don't either.
She seems like she like the coast. She like New York or she likes L.A. best.
And do trust me on this. There's a lot of money in Nashville because I went to
is.
school.
Yeah!
I went to school with a whole lot of kids who went to private high schools in
Yes.
Nashville, and they're really good.
Yes.
Montgomery Bell Academy. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's a football factory and an academic school. So the point is, you can put your kids in really good
Yes.
schools there.
Yes.
Then back to Mike Vrabel. Remember, Mike played with Tom for the first 8 years that Tom was the starting
Yes.
quarterback, and they won 3 Super Bowls together and should have won a 4th Super Bowl together, and it was the first Eli.
Right.
And they are said to be close
Yes.
friends. I don't know how close they are, but they were at least friendly.
Well, he threw him
So-
a lot of touchdown passes.
He sure did.
Threw him a couple in the Super Bowl.
And they might share some deeper, quieter dislike of Bill Belichick, because remember, it was Belichick who traded away Vrabel in the Castle trade to Kansas City,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And he finished his career the last couple of years in Kansas City. So does he love Belichick? I don't know. Maybe they share sort of a kind of a clenched teeth sort of love. For
Yeah,
him, right?
I mean, Coach Belichick, does he love any? It seems like to me the only disciple that he's ever loved is Josh McDaniel, because it seems like Josh is the only one to ever leave and come back.
Okay.
Romeo didn't come back, Charlie didn't come back. Obviously, Bill O'Brien is still coaching, but there's not a very many of his disciples, Skip, that once they leave the nest, he's kind of like a bird. Once you leave the nest, don't
Okay.
bring your butt back.
Okay, and I'm just going off sheerly television. Vrabel comes off like a guy I'd like to play for.
Oh, yeah.
He just seems like a pretty cool guy, and
Buy
he
that.
gets it. He's a player's coach because he was a good player, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is there some connection? Yeah, maybe that would work. Would Derrick Henry stay if he knew that Tom Brady was coming?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I'm going to remind everybody, they were in the AFC Championship
Right.
game, and they did have a 17-7 lead before that happened.
Because, Skip, there was Derrick Henry, because they asked him about Tom
Yep.
Brady, but they need a quarterback. Okay, Tannehill's up.
And he said the right thing about Tannehill.
Yeah.
He said, well, why, what about...
Brady's the GOAT, but
Yeah,
why wouldn't
okay.
you want to sign,
Okay.
you know?
He said it correctly.
Yes.
But if you told him Tom Brady's going to be your quarterback for the next couple of years, he's going to say, ooh, that's kind of intriguing. Same way with Conklin, the offensive lineman. If you told him it's Tom Brady, would he say, I don't know,
Skip, you know.
$55 million in cap space?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know, but Conklin go probably eat that up by himself.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
he's, Skip, when you get to free agency, teams overpay. Because if they don't overpay, why would I leave a situation where I'm comfortable? I've been here for at least 4 to 5 years. If you have a wife or a significant other, you got kids, they've been established. So in order for someone to uproot that, it takes a lot to uproot a redwood. I mean, you can move it, but it takes a lot.
It does.
So it's going to take a lot to get him up out of there.
So Pro Football Focus ranked this offensive line 12th in pass blocking, but they did a pretty good job for Ryan Tannehill and kind of put him back on the map.
Well, there must have been one in run blocking.
You got it. Well, he didn't really need a lot of blocking. A lot of times he just made holes by himself. The receiving core, Pro Football Focus ranked 3rd in the National Football League, which surprised me, but you ran down the list. It's pretty good.
Right.
Even that little Khalif Raymond
Yeah.
from Holy Cross who caught the big ball at Baltimore.
Yeah, my 15 cousin, Sharpe, he's pretty good.
Oh,
too.
He's
yeah?
pretty good, too.
15?
They're deep in receivers.
Yeah.
So Tom,
Better than what Tom
I'd
said,
say,
better
wait
than
a
what
minute.
I got.
Okay, and remember, little Deion Lewis is still
Yeah,
there, and
yeah.
Tom loved him,
Yeah,
a little safety
yeah,
valve out of the
yeah.
backfield. So I'm saying, okay, I could see this happening. I stand by what I've said. Again, if I'm the 49ers, I cut bait with Garoppolo. I let him go back to Belichick if he wants to, and I go forward with Tom twice.
Skip,
next 2 years.
Every team that we mentioned has better offensive pieces than the Patriots.
You got that right.
Offensive line, running back, wide receiver, tight end. You can't name a situation. Talk to Raiders. Raiders got a better situation than what they got in New England. You go Indy, you go Tennessee, you go you go whomever.
Okay, so would it be a better story than Tom to the Titans to go Tom back to the 49ers, his childhood favorite team that he grew up going to games and loving, San Mateo, right down the freeway?
Right.
Yes, that would be better. Would it be better if it gets really ugly between Dak and Jerry? Would it be a better story if Tom goes to the Dallas Cowboys? Yes, it would, better than the Titans. Would Tom to L.A. for probably the Chargers, maybe even the Rams, in that new SoFi billion-dollar stadium here in Los Angeles, would that be a better story than Tom to the Titans? Yes, it would. But I can make the case that, because I've been pushing hard on the Chargers, I think the Titans would offer more than the Chargers would. Overall, they would offer more because their defense was ranked 11th last year. It was pretty good.
And the thing is, Skip, they got a running game. Melvin Gordon's a free agent. Probably not going to be back.
Okay.
Now you hear rumblings where Russell Okung is concerned with the direction the team is going in. So there's a lot of uncertainty on that side. The one thing that is certain is that Anthony Lynn is going to be the head coach, and I trust Lynn that he's going to get this.
I would too.
They're going to get this thing back rolling. But when you look at Tennessee, Skip, Tennessee is a viable option.
Sure.
And they can run the football, which will ease some of the pressure off of Tom. And when you can run the football, they can control the clock. So it's not like they're going to ask Tom Brady, Tom, we're going to need you to throw the ball 600 times in order for us to win throughout the course of the season. That's not going to happen. They want to be able to run the football and count on Tom to be Tom. We down late in the ball game, we down 3. We need a field goal. Tom can go get us in field goal range or get us a touchdown to win it. That's what they're looking for.
So a couple of months ago, if you told me Tom Brady is going to be a Titan, I would have laughed you right off this desk. But now,
it makes a lot of sense the way you guys talk about it. It almost feels too obvious, all the positives. But it caught us all by surprise. And Tom Brady watch, we will be watching. No mercy. We talk about another thing we watched last night, and it was Joel Embiid who put on a show, putting up 39 points and 16 rebounds in an overtime win over the Kyrie-less Nets. Embiid pointed to his performance at the All-Star game as a possible turning point for the Sixers season, which has been disappointing after starting the year as dark horse title contenders. Feels like a long time ago. But the comment that raised the most eyebrows after the game was Embiid casually referring to himself as, quote, the best player in the world. Do you catch that one? Shannon, do you have a problem with Embiid saying this?
Yeah. The other best players in the world should have a problem with him saying this. Skip, was he the best player? This is what I didn't hear. Well, you remember when he played a ton of minutes and went over and scored 0 points? I did not hear Joel Embiid say, I'm the best player in the NBA. Or when he went 1 for 11 in a blowout loss to the Boston Celtics. I didn't hear Joel Embiid said nothing. But I have seen him sitting up at the podium saying, yeah, my tum-tum hurt. I ain't never seen that. Only babies have more
stomach problems
than Joel Embiid.
That.
Skip, I don't get it with him. You know, but what I'm seeing, and that's Skip Bayless that I know really well. September 6th will be 4 years. I know this guy really well. He hates front runners. Name a bigger one.
LeBron?
No, don't do that. No, he's the biggest one because he's 7'2", 300 plus.
Oh, well, he's bigger than LeBron. I will give you that.
LeBron ain't no front runner. LeBron the same. You see, Skip, did you see him the other night? He was explaining that play, what happened at the last play of the game. Man, he called that thing to the tee, and then they running it. And it happened just. That's not here. Skip, look. It's easy for him to say. Now, you do realize, I looked this up, me and Mo research. Man, on Steve Owens.
Yeah, busy. You too.
Did you know the Philadelphia 76ers got the best home record in the NBA at 26-2? They 9-19 on the road. The best player in the NBA. Let that happen on his watch. On a given night, I'm not so sure the best player on his team. Because Ben Simmons sure look real good when he ain't in there, huh, Skip? You've been seeing that too. Joel, stop this, man. You have one good game. Now, it just goes to show you what he could be. But the thing about being the best players, when we talk about guys being the best players, be it Harden or LeBron or Giannis or Kawhi or KD, they do what he did last night. They do that consistently. He had one game and now he the best player. Now he liable to go have another game where he scored 12 points and 5 rebounds. I want to hear him say I'm the best player with those kind of performances. Come on, Skip. You need to stop this front running.
Skip.
Joel Embiid can be the best player in the world.
That ain't what he said.
That's not what he said. But I am glad he did say that last night. Obviously, he was last night, and it's in part because LeBron didn't play last night, and KD is still rehabbing. And
did you see what Giannis did in 30 minutes?
Okay, you can certainly make that case. I think Detroit was so bad last night, I just write that one off.
I didn't even know anybody on Detroit.
Okay, you got it. That's right. But here's the point. I still believe in Joel Embiid, but unfortunately, I only believe in him sort of every other night because that's all he gives to me.
Right.
And I picked this team to win the East this year, and I'm going to sort of cling to that barely because I don't like the chemistry of the team. I don't like the fit of Simmons and Embiid. I definitely don't even like the fit of Al Horford plus Simmons plus Embiid.
That's the piece that I don't really like.
And Al Horford last night, and I don't know if this is a positive or a negative. Do you see what he did? Al Horford managed to have in this game that they won at home, he had a minus 26, which was the worst on either team. A plus minus of minus 26 in 19 minutes, 6 points and 3 rebounds. You can't even recognize the guy who used to carry the Celtics deep in the playoffs, right?
And the Hawks.
And the Hawks. You're right. He is a professional basketball player who just doesn't look the same to me anymore, and it may be because he's stuck between the two kids and they can't figure each other out, and he's lost.
Well, you can't post 2 big guys.
No, you can't.
Because Joel Embiid need to post, and then he's out there hovering around the perimeter trying to shoot threes.
Okay, so the issue I had with this game last night, what was their record at home, 26-2?
Yes.
Okay, the team that's 26-2, best home record in the NBA, last night, believe it or not, was up 22-6 and proceeded to allow the Nets with no Kyrie and no KD, obviously. They went on a 44-8 run. That's impossible. Think about that. At home, you're up 22-6, and all of a sudden you let the lowly Nets score 44 points while you score 8. Isn't that virtually impossible to do?
Yes.
Okay, was Embiid on the floor for much of that? Yes, he was.
Yes.
Okay, so was he the best player in the world while the Nets are going 44-8 on you? He was not. They went all the way up to 50-30. And finally, to Joel's credit, he said, enough of this. I'm sick and tired of this. And he started commanding and demanding the basketball. And he started playing the way he is highly capable of playing on both ends of the floor. And what I love the most about Joel Embiid, he's 7 feet tall, and guess what he shoots from the free throw line?
He's very good.
81%. Wow. That's unheard of for a man of that size. We've seen the Shaqs and the Dwights over the years. Their hands are so big they can't control the basketball. 81%. LeBron's hands are so big he has a hard time controlling the basketball and
big
shooting
man,
that shot.
I mean, Kareem. I think Kareem was like 70.
He was,
guys that if you a true big to shoot that good,
81%.
That's unbelievable.
And by the way, down the stretch of this game, when they were in trouble, there were 2 points late in this game when he goes, there's 35.9 seconds left, and 16.2, he had to make 2 free throws to tie both times, and he made 2 and 2. Well, do you know the clutch factor of that for a 7-foot guy to make 2 and 2 to tie the game? And then if we can see the final play of regulation that sent it to overtime, this is the guy who can control the game. Dinwiddie drives, and he makes him pass it, and then Chandler tries to go up and under, and Joel blocks it at the buzzer to force overtime. Well, to me, he has become the defensive player of the year. And I saw Zach Lowe, the ESPN expert on ESPN.com, he's got him as the defensive player of the year, and I've been saying that now for a couple of weeks. Wow. To me, he's playing at his highest level on that end of the floor. But does he do it every night? No, he doesn't do it every night.
And that's the problem, Skip. There's a reason why Shaq and a lot of these great all-time players call him out, because they don't see the consistency. They see this performance and say, see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying he can give you 39 and 16 every single night, Skip, but we saw the effort. Okay. We don't see the consistent effort from Joel Embiid. And that's what's frustrating when you know a guy has that kind of ability.
Did you see it in the fourth quarter of the All-Star game? Yes,
oh, yeah,
he did. He went 10 points and 5 rebounds. And remember the dream shake move that he put on LeBron?
Yeah.
Watch this.
Watch this.
Look, that's like too good. Seriously, it's just too good. He's 7 feet tall. If you can do that at 7 feet tall, and LeBron's playing great on defense this year. LeBron had no chance on that. Am I right?
No.
There's nobody who could stop that.
I mean, you got to honor that, Skip, because you think he's going to go up and under.
Who can stop that? That's impossible to even bother. You can't bother that
But he had to do the dream shake because he couldn't back LeBron down any further.
I got it.
He couldn't back him down any further. LeBron put that knee there. As far as you go, bro.
He's 25 years of age, is Joel Embiid, and it feels like he still doesn't have his man body. Does he look?
That's fair.
Does he look powerful to you? Does he look Dwightish to you?
Skip, the thing,
no.
You know what it is, Skip? I don't know how well he conditioned, and then he can't stay healthy long enough to keep the conditioning that he does have.
I don't think he's in great shape. I don't think he's in any weight room shape at all. I doubt he's very committed to that end. And I know for a fact, from the Sixers' point of view, they worry about all kinds of things that are wrong with his body.
I'm watching him, maybe it was a year, maybe 2 years ago. Skip, I'm watching him getting his foot massage, and he's eating a burger.
I remember
right before the game.
I remember.
That can't sit well before a game.
So what do you want? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be that guy? Because you can be that guy and you can make a ton of money being that guy.
Yes.
And you'll be pretty good, right?
Pretty good.
And you might get to the second round of the playoffs and you're going to lose. What happened against Kawhi's team last year? What happened against Toronto? He was in and out. He's hurt and he's sick.
Right.
He's hurt and he's sick and he's hurt and he's sick.
There have been a couple of games, Skip. He's 30 and 15, 33 and whatever.
Okay.
And then there are some games you're like, bro, come on. They got nobody that can guard you.
I was saying, come on. So, in the end, I'm even looking at, I liked what he said after the game because Barkley and Shaq especially, both of them have been very, very hard.
Yeah.
To their credit, they should have been hard on Joel Embiid.
Right.
Discussed that,
So at the end of the game last night on TNT, Ali LaForce asked him, hey, it's Charles's birthday. I think we have this. Do we have this? She said, do you have something to say?
Do you want to give a happy birthday shout out to your buddy Charles back in the studio?
Happy birthday, Charles.
Very nice.
Charles.
It was sarcastic, and I liked it was sarcastic. He was saying, okay, I'll say it, but I don't really want to say happy birthday because you haven't said happy birthday to me ever.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Because, Skip, Shaq looks at him like, Joel Embiid is like, he's like a Shaq. If he get down on the block and say, y'all can't stop, Shaq just basically say, y'all shoot threes, do what y'all want to do. But I'm going to punish whoever got me. And like you said, sometimes it was ugly because when Shaq turned, Shaq wasn't doing no dream shake. Shaq was turning and moving everybody out the way.
He didn't need a dream shake.
And he was dunking on you. That's what Joel Embiid can be, that Skip. He can be that dominant. But he just got to be consistent.
Okay, so I'm okay if he says I'm the best player in the world because maybe now he's writing a check he has to cash.
Okay.
He'll cash it tomorrow night and the next night and the next night.
But can you cash it away from Philly? Because you're 9-19 on the road. You know, you can't just be the best player at home.
And will he ever fit with Ben Simmons? I don't know. And I love both of their games because they're both gifted players.
And both players play better when the other's not in the lineup.
That is correct. Because remember what Ben did against the Nets last year?
Well, you remember what he did against the Lakers a month ago, Skip, without Embiid. A 28-point triple-dub.
And somehow they don't fit because Ben can't shoot threes, obviously, so there's no yin yang to it. Like they don't play off each other.
Well, normally when you got Skip, when you have a big guard, a center and a guard, the guard needs to be able to shoot jump shots.
I know, but they're
open it up
because Joel wants to drift out there and shoot threes, and he's shooting 34%, which is not bad, but it's not great.
Right.
It's not worth shooting that many threes.
No, not as many as he shoot.
Yep.
Well,
there you go.
Needing to get it done on the road, he has that opportunity against Giannis in Milwaukee. Another guy who thinks he's
dealing with the Lopez.
one of the best.
Hey, Brooke Lopez played some defense too, Skip.
Maybe he's way up at the top.
Yeah.
See if he can say the same thing about himself.
Gobert, and it's not going to be easy. Defensive player of the year going to get real interesting.
It will.
We are getting
got a shot.
Yes.
No mercy.
In just one day, don't miss the most anticipated title fight in years. Undefeated heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder takes on undefeated Tyson Fury in the rematch the sports world has been waiting for tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Buy it now on pay-per-view or the Fox Sports app. So, Shannon, the time is now. Let's hear your pick. Are you taking Wilder or Fury tomorrow night?
Taking the bomber. Taking Deontay.
Early or late?
I think somewhere middle to late. I think he's going to take, Fury's going to come out there. He's going to move around, but, he says he wants to put pressure. You put pressure on someone, you got to get close to him, Skip. You're going to be in harm's way. And I don't think Wilder can win a point match. I don't think he can outbox Fury for 12 rounds and win a decision. I don't believe he can do that.
I agree.
He has 42 wins. 41 of those have come by KO. That's the highest rate. And, we thought Mike Tyson was knocking people out, but actually George Foreman had a higher knockout rate than Mike Tyson, because you remember George used to get people out of there. People thought he was going to kill Joe Frazier.
I thought he was going to kill Muhammad Ali.
No,
I did.
Frazier.
No, seriously. I thought he might really hurt him.
Yeah.
And I think Ali's camp thought he was going to get hurt in the fight. And rope-a-dope happened.
So, Skip, I don't see this fight going the distance. I believe Fury makes one mistake, and that's all it takes, especially in this division, is one mistake, and Wilder will catch him, and it's going to be lights out. I don't believe he can win. I don't believe he can outbox him. I don't believe he can win a decision over Fury. Fury is the more skilled, is the more technical, the more gifted boxer. But the best fighter is Deontay Wilder. And he makes it a fight, and he gets him out of there.
Best fighter versus the best boxer.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say it again. I said this on, when did we first do this? Tuesday?
Yeah, I think all week.
Pound for pound going up the scale on pure skill and head movement, there's never been anything like Tyson Fury.
No.
And they're saying, I don't know what he's going to weigh at, but he's 270-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so he put on some weight for this
because
he's going to be in more attack mode, he says, he claims.
I guess he wants more weight for more pop in the punch.
Okay, all right. So when I go back through all his fights and I watch the head movement, the head bobbing, he's got some Floyd in him.
He doesn't move like a typical heavyweight. He moves like a smaller fighter.
He does, which can be extremely frustrating for a fighter.
Yes.
A puncher.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, after I watched the press conference of a couple days ago, I concluded that Wilder showed me real, raw anger at that man for sort of riding the bandwagon that Wilder built for him when he went and pulled him out of sort of forced retirement for 3 years when he had cocaine issues and depression issues, and said, come back and fight me, take a couple of prelims to get ready for me, and then fight me and you'll get a payday out of it. Now they're going to get a big payday.
Woo!
And what fascinated me was that in the first fight, I thought Wilder had him knocked out.
I think everybody thought that.
Everybody did, because he was flat out down, and I thought it was a slow count. And then, what'd you call him, like the Undertaker?
The Undertaker in WrestleMania.
Yeah. Popped right up, and then his best fighting that he did, his best boxing, I should say, came after that in the final couple of minutes of the fight.
Right.
Tyson Fury was much the better boxer/fighter because he was taking the fight to Wilder out of desperation, and it was working. So the fact that he has been on the record and said, I am going to do damage in round one, and I'm going to knock out Wilder in round two, I think it's eliciting real, raw anger from Wilder.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on the limb. I think Wilder will knock out Fury in round two.
Really?
I think it will go early because I think there are going to be fireworks early.
Yeah.
Because if the boxer tries to become a puncher and force the issue early, things are going to happen fast.
Right.
And somebody's going to be vulnerable. I don't know who the somebody is, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Wilder in the second round.
Yeah, and Skip, when you watch Fury, he is technical, but he doesn't sit down on his punches. So that's why he doesn't get people out there with one punch. When you look at Deontay Wilder, you look at guys that get people out. Skip, you remember when Joe Frazier would throw that hook? When he broke Muhammad Ali's jaw and almost knocked his head off, when Mike Tyson would throw that, they're swinging from the fences.
They are.
They're sitting, and Wilder, he sits down in his punches, and that's why he can get you out of there. Fury is putting punches together, which is what, you could tell he had a background, an amateur background, because in the amateur, Skip, it's all about putting punches together, all about points. Well, once you get to this level, yeah, you can win by that, but people don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. No. If I pay, $5,000, $10,000 to sit ringside, I want somebody to hit the canvas.
Yeah.
And not through points. I want somebody to throw one punch. I want a one-hitter quitter. I want you to catch somebody and get them up out of there. And the thing is, when you get aggressive, Skip, it's just like with anything. When you get aggressive, you open yourself up for some stuff.
You do. His point was that if I infight with him, if Fury infights with Wilder, that you restrict his ability to sweep punch.
Right.
You know, like you can't sort of uncork your punches because you're in here.
But the infight, Skip, what you got to do? You got to come to me. So now, when you come to me, you getting within my reach.
He is. And I think he will be within his reach in the second round. And if he just catches him one time, it felt like to me at the press conference that Tyson Fury had been watching Conor McGregor videos and training himself to hype and sell the fight.
A little too much?
And I believe that Wilder views the bigger man as a clown. I do. I think he thinks he's clownish.
Interesting.
And I mean, he was making fun of his shape. He called him a big mama, you know, the Martin Lawrence, you know, called him a banana, you know, the way he's shaped. I mean, look, he's not the... But he's sound. I mean, it goes to show you, athletes can come in a lot of different sizes and packages, Skip. I mean, sometimes we think a guy like, oh, man, he ripped up, look like Tarzan, play like Jane. But this kid, right, I mean, Fury, he's not a kid, but you look at him, you're like, what? How you do that? What? But getting people, he winning.
There's a little man inside Tyson Fury, seriously, and he's 6'9", 270.
But Skip, there is a limit now, because you remember the first fight when Ruiz knocked out Joshua, and then he comes back the next fight, he's like, well, and he was 40, looked like he was 40 pounds heavier.
It did.
I'm like, come on now. I get it. You won the first fight, and he did a great for the dad bods all around the world. Everybody's like, well, if he could be heavyweight champion of the world, well, I need to work out.
Yeah.
He took it too far.
A little bit.
Tyson Fury seems like he's been working out. And Skip, look, he can die and do everything. He's never going to have an aesthetically pleasing where you look at him like he's like
it's not going to be the
a
same.
Greek god. He is what he is, but he gets the most out of that body. And Fury, I mean, Wilder got to be careful. You got to be careful. This guy can box now. He can box.
He is dangerous.
But I don't know if I would want to implement that style. I mean, everybody says, well, I'm going to come forward. Everybody was going to come forward on Floyd until they tasted that leather. And then all of a sudden, Floyd was chasing them around the ring. Now, Floyd...
Wait a second.
Floyd chasing them around the ring.
Tasted leather?
Yeah, you know Floyd...
I think they tasted a pillowcase.
No.
It was a pillow fight.
But I keep telling you, everybody say Floyd can't...
I just got hit with the pillow.
Floyd said...
Wait, did I get hit with the pillow?
Everybody say
You ever had a pillow fight?
Yes. But you keep saying Floyd couldn't punch, but all I know, hey... They wasn't walking through them punches. He back him up off him. Ask Conor, could he punch? Did he get Conor up out of there? Drug him to the knee. You do.
By the way, wasn't that my friend? I think he's going to ref this fight. My cousin.
Oh, Kenny Bayless.
Kenny Bayless.
Oh.
Kenny Bayless is going to ref this
that?
fight. No, was that Kenny Bayless in the Conor fight? I don't
remember, but I think it was now that you mention it.
The other guy,
I got it.
Yes. Bayless for this one,
But this is my cousin. He'll do a good job on this.
All right.
I trust my cousin.
I trust him as well.
As long as it's not Richard Steele. Because Richard Steele, somebody swing one time, the fight's over. Richard Steele goes
no more. I'm looking forward to it. And you said you're buying, Skip, so I'll see you guys Saturday night.
But you're
Let
not
Ernestine
invited.
know I'll be over. And can't wait. All right, be sure to check out the weigh-in for this fight, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on FS1.
No mercy.
Well, DeMarcus Cousins hasn't played with the Lakers this season, but that hasn't stopped him from sharing his opinion on his teammate, LeBron James. Cousins recently went on Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes' podcast and said that he's even told LeBron that he should run for president one day. LeBron confirmed after practice that Cousins has pitched him on the idea, but laughed off the suggestion. So, Shannon, could you see this happening?
Hell no, I can't see him running for president. Why would you run for president, Skip, and open yourself up for 2 years of negative attack and people pointing out everything that you've ever said, you've ever done? Why would you do that? LeBron has been in the spotlight basically since he was 15. But being running for president is a whole different ballgame. Skip, just hold on. In 2008, we gave him, an African-American, we gave him the most perfect candidate you can give him. Barack Obama. Skip, nobody could say anything. Nobody could find nothing. And it got so bad they said, ain't no way in hell a black man live in America, they ain't got nothing we can find. So guess what they did? They said he was born somewhere else. That's the only reason. LeBron don't want that. And plus, LeBron can make a difference without being president. He's making it right now. Man, look here. LeBron's a basketball player. And then LeBron says he wants to own a team, and that's what we gonna do. And I will be his GM.
You're gonna do
Yeah, I'm going along. I'm telling you, when LeBron, Skip, we're gonna have us a great run. But with LeBron, I'm gonna be like a John Lynch.
Oh.
You know how John Lynch was in TV, and then when Kyle, when they went on.
So we'll see you later?
When Bron get his team, Sharpe out.
Oh.
Wait a second. So the Hall of Fame football player is going to be LeBron James, brains of the operation in basketball.
Yeah, I'm just going to be behind the scenes. I'm just going to be the guy that's in his ear. Jordan got a guy that's in his ear that talked to him, right?
I don't know.
But is it working?
No.
But see, LeBron, listen. LeBron, you're like, okay, what you think about this?
So LeBron would let Unc run the basketball?
No, I'm not going to run anything. I'm just going to say, well, LeBron, this is what I think we should do. I think this is good.
I'm pretty sure LeBron will want final say on basketball.
He can have it. I don't want to skip. I'm just a sounding board.
Okay, I got it.
That's it.
You let us know when you're about to move
Okay.
on. Give us a heads up.
Okay, so I'm just going to deal with the hypothetical.
Okay.
Just the idea of LeBron James running for president. I believe if he decided he wanted to run for president, which is a huge if, that if he did, I believe he could win, and I believe he would make a good president of the United States. I do, because I think he's handled all the social and political issues deftly, very well. And I listen when he speaks about things other than basketball. I listen when he talks about basketball, but I really listen when he has something to say about something else, because he carefully thinks most things through. The one exception was the Hong Kong reaction to the Daryl Morey tweet when he said basically, timeout, he just cost a whole lot of players a whole lot of money and disrupted our trip to China, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't the smartest thing to say at that moment because you offended a lot of people, whatever. But he would have to change that.
Right, okay.
But he's highly capable of thinking that one through and answering that correctly and dealing correctly with that situation. So, again, what is he now, 35?
35.
He is 35, so is eligible.
That's the cutoff. You got to be at least 35.
You got to be 35.
Okay, but I think we're looking way down the road.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say when he's 55. Okay, let's just for the sake of, I don't know what's going to happen.
2032, 2036, LeBron for
We got
president.
time.
Okay, well, seriously, after he has owned and operated a basketball team, after he's done all he needs to and wants to do in sports, is it possible if the timing felt right? Because it's all, when it comes to an election like this, it's all timing. It's where is the country? Where is the mindset? It's on hair trigger to want what? Right?
And how far, I think President Obama's situation created the current situation.
Yeah.
And so it would be,
you're right.
It would be very,
correct.
very, very interesting. Yeah. And Skip, celebrities seem to do well when it comes to big elections. Ronald Reagan, he was governor, and then he became president. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And for those who don't remember, Ronald Reagan was just an actor.
Right. And I'm not saying he was Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood was mayor of Cal, but so Jesse Ventura became governor. And then Al Franken was a senator. So we skip.
Boom, 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 boom.
Because at the end of the day, when you're running for election, what is it? It's a popularity contest. And for the most part, people know who these guys. Oh, I'm voting for him. What's he running on? What's he got? I don't know, but I like him. Boom.
I mean, I would have to hear his platforms, but I'm pretty sure right here, right now, I'm in a vacuum. You hate that word, but just a hypothetical.
I'll vote for him.
I would vote for LeBron James.
Yeah, I'm voting for him.
And I'm not the biggest fan of
LeBron.
How
about O'Shea get on the ticket?
Yeah.
O'Shea for VP.
Now you're getting
on the ticket. Shea for VP. LeBron and up.
You ruined my whole vision.
We were so good.
We were actually trying to go in a good place, and you wrecked it.
I'm only going to small towns. I'm only going to cookout. I'm going to hood parties. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to do the outreach. That's what I'm going to do.
You know what?
I'm going to let LeBron.
You would make a good
Yeah, I'm going to let LeBron go. LeBron go to that house and daddy, that $500,000 plate. I'm going to get them $1.50 plates. Chicken, fried chicken, sweeping, mashed potato, potato salad.
That's not the guy I know.
Yeah, that's me.
He would need you to recruit the white collar donations.
No. That's LeBron do that. That's LeBron do that. I'm going to the hood. I'm going to be playing spades. Yeah. I'm smoking Black and Mild. Yep, that's me. Going fishing with the grandmas. That's your boy.
Got a busy future, executive of a team.
No.
VP.
We were the president. I want to be executive.
So now no more.
Nope. I want to be VP.
I just withdrew my vote.
Yeah, he's out. He's out.
You don't want your boy on the ticket. Why you don't want your boy on the ticket?
Just watch and enjoy. just enjoy from a distance.
Well, okay. Well,
okay.
I just want you to know I'm getting some role in the White House. Because that's how we do it. Because we see now that we can add homies and
you know what?
family members.
Mm-hmm.
He would owe you a role in the White House for all you've done for him on this show, sitting in that chair.
I ain't talking about no press secretary. I do that too now. But I'm thinking of something like Secretary of State.
Okay.
What about your boy? Be Secretary of State. Yeah.
Okay.
That's challenging. All right.
Back to reality, just for the record. As you point out, campaigns are rough and tough.
Yes.
And it gets down and dirty.
Ask Mayor Bloomberg.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Yeah.
And without going into any gory details, LeBron has been no angel off the court, so the scrutiny would be intense. Mm-hmm. And you could certainly make the case it could be even more intense for an African-American candidate. It could be.
Yeah.
It might be. Again, if maybe when he's 55, it will have evened out. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But the point is, he would have to undergo some scrutiny. I've told you I don't like his F-bombing in public. That's not what the leader of the free world should do. That's just me.
It shouldn't do, but...
Okay. Well, maybe it's a new world. Maybe it's a new day. I don't know. But I think as he matures, because he's still got a lot of kid in him, because he's a basketball player.
Right.
And he's kind of competing with his son right now, like, I'm still a big kid too, like, I want to be with you. You know?
Yeah.
But at some point, he's going to grow way up because he will have to grow out of basketball.
Right.
And when that comes, you might see him mature into a real statesman-type spokesman for all communities.
LeBron said look, President Obama went in office, hair was jet black. He left hair looking like Red Fox.
Well, okay.
Jet white.
Yeah.
Snow White.
Okay.
Yeah.
That job is taxing, Skip. That's a whole.
Did you see what happened to Bill Clinton?
Yes. They like to kill the press.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Although I did enjoy, I like this. I like the possibility of thinking about it.
Yeah, boy.
LeBron,
I am not
never afraid to be who he is, share his opinion. And Shannon, I'm sorry, but I don't know if we see that happening. But you can dream big.
What? One last
dream
thing.
Big.
I want to say this about what DeMarcus Cousins said, because he's right about this. Truly. This is from me, a critic of LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron James is a good dude. You know, like he's just a good guy. He's just a good guy.
He is.
Sometimes he's too good a guy when it comes to the basketball context. But he's a good guy, and he can be a mentally tough guy in big situations when you have to speak correctly. I just think he could handle this. And to your point, he's been handling this since he was 15 years old.
Yeah. Jay, I'm telling you, do you know how much money I could raise for LeBron with fish fries and church dinners? Man, the barbecue plates and that catfish fish sandwich.
I don't doubt you anymore.
The grassroots program, Bernie ain't seen nothing like what I got going. What?
We are looking forward to it. This is fun. I'm going to think about the future now. All right.
No mercy.
Welcome back. We're now joined by NBA champ and one of the greatest defensive players of his era, Tony Allen. So good to have you. Thank you for joining us.
Man, thanks for having me.
And let me say, for those who don't know, this man was as tough and tough-minded a basketball player as ever laced them up. And it's a pleasure to have you back on.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me, man.
Looking forward to it. Tony, we know your relationship with Kobe and just the fact that you guys faced each other so many times. And we've been processing the loss, but we do want to get your take on it and just having known him, having gone against him, and just kind of your reaction to his passing and how you've been handling it.
Well, it's been tough, obviously, knowing that, he's one of the greatest in my eye, probably my Michael Jordan, if I could say the word to say the least. But he's a great competitor. For the most part, every battle that I faced against him, I watched the most film on him more than any other player.
Really?
I'm talking about from the day before the game, the day of the game, and right before the game. And it's like so much film I had to put in, and just to see the fact that he actually said that about me, it kind of surprised me, because we never talked on the court.
No.
We was always at each other's head, and we wasn't nobody budging. He'd throw an elbow, I'd throw an elbow. It'd be one of those type of competitive battles, but it was a big loss for all us in basketball.
Yes, it was.
What made him so tough?
I think just his relentlessness, his mentality to just seek and destroy. He comes to the game. Some days he might not even dap you, or some days he just might be real quiet with his jaws get tight right here. Anytime his jaws get tight right there, he trying to shoot at least 25 attempts at field goals. Right. So I just know he's not backing down, and there's no shot that's going to discourage him. He might miss his first 8, but in the fourth quarter, you just better believe he's that confident to shoot the next 5. And you don't have a lot of superstars like that, and he don't mind taking the blame. And, I've been around this league a lot of times. I've seen guys shy away from those moments, and he's a guy that never done that.
So when guys talk to you, you would obviously talk back. Yeah, and you're saying that the two of you didn't talk at all?
None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And it got kind of interesting playing against him because after a while, I get to study in the triangle. I'm knowing sometimes he flash and sometimes he might, set a back screen.
And this is what Phil brought, the offense Phil brought.
Exactly, the triangle offense. Yeah. And I studied it so much, and sometimes I would have to deny him when he get hot. And it would be funny because he'll look at Powell, and he notice that I'm overplaying, he'll get to talking in Spanish.
Really?
But that was a counter.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if I'm denying, now he's going back door. And I was like, yo, you speaking in Spanish now? Let me get ready for the counter. And he just did little creative things like that to try to get an edge. And like I say, he never shot a shot that he didn't like. And he worked hard. He crashed the offensive glass a lot. No one pretty much talks about that a lot. Great rebounder, great defender. I could just go on about Kobe.
So what from film did you start to see were the secrets to not stopping him, but containing
him?
Yeah.
Well, I knew for a fact when he go right, he could do a lot. He could reverse dunk, he could pull up, he could fade away. He could do a lot going right. So my whole thing was, let me just try to be physical. In this era, we were able to touch and grab and bump and move. You can't do that in today's game. However, I said, I'm going to just make him go left. And whatever he do going left, he going to have to do that all night. So that was one of my first tactics. But you know him, he gets creative. He goes left. And you giving him left. But guess what happened? He go throw 8, 9 head fakes. And you fall for one of them. Now he on the line. And then you wonder why he at the line with 15, 16 foul shots. But each game, it was one of those things where you had to prepare. You had to be, you can never get discouraged because I understand he's going to make shots and he's a high-volume player.
Do you feel like you had to be more physical with him than you were, and you were very physical, but did you take it up to the highest level with him on physicality?
Yeah, I had to, for the simple fact that I was playing them in times where, they was calling them the Mamba.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody remember these days. He go a month with averaging 38. Right. You know what I mean? And some nights I wouldn't even get sleep just getting ready, prepared for these games. And they had a ball club, especially the year with Artest, Odom, those guys, Shannon, Brown. That was a huge group, man, with those picks being set, those guys coming to set back screen, flesh screen. Right. Body be so sore after the game.
You'd be sore after
the game. Just chasing him. And not only that, those guys are bruisers. They were pretty physical as well, so I had my moments.
But Ron Artest could set a pick, a mean pick.
Back pick. Hurt your back.
You said he surprised you because he never said anything to you on the court. But when they asked him, well, Kobe, who's your toughest defender? He said Tony Allen without question. Yeah. I mean, he didn't matter. He didn't have, let me think. He played 20 years. He said Tony Allen.
He added by far.
By far. And see, you know what, man? And that's why I wish I could have been able to. That's why this thing's so tough now, like him passing, because like I really want to sit down with him, chop his brain, go back over some memories. Right. I see y'all got the pictures up there. Like, which one of those guys you was talking about? The Boston Celtic Tony Allen or the Memphis Grizzly Tony Allen? Right. I thought a lot of my years in Boston, I thought part of me getting ready for him was Paul Pierce. Doc used to always switch the teams around, make us play against each other, and I used to always try to guard Paul Pierce.
Right.
And I used to look at it like, yo, if he doing these type of moves just as Kobe, I could be prepared.
Right.
So that kind of helped me a little bit, but just getting back to the fact that we didn't speak on the court, it also feel like now he left some on the table for me to do with something. I just think, like, with my mindset, him saying that, my defensive skill academy or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying just to try to keep it in his spirit, you know. And just thinking back, like, if we could have just chopped it up, you know.
So you never had a single off-court conversation with Kobe Bryant?
That was the only time right there.
And do you remember what was said?
No, he just was like, man, I enjoyed the years, man. You were a great competitor. And I told him, man, he meant the world to me. And he showed me love. And
he signed a pair of shoes?
He signed a pair of shoes. I was just about to say that. He signed a pair of shoes for me and sending that to me. Mm-hmm. And I put that up. Great memorabilia. I ain't touching that.
Right. Where is it?
Yeah.
It's in my mom's house.
In your mom's house in Chicago?
Yeah, well, she got all my trophies. She got any individual accolade I ever got. She holds it. But yeah, man, I would have loved to just smoke a cigar, have a glass of wine, and tease him about 08, and then he could probably tease me about 10. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So that's the part that hurt a lot. And I don't know. Like I said, he left something on the table for me, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Did you feel like it ever got like gray area, almost a little dirty tactics between the two of you because it was so supremely competitive?
In that 2010 playoff series, I would have to say, because, you know, he shot his rush percentage that year.
Yep.
You know, but it was nothing getting in the way of him getting that championship when I look back. I can't argue the fact Perk got hurt, but you got to give him his credit, man. He went and did it. He won it without Shaq, things to that nature. And
do you remember any little incidents that happened?
I was just about to bring it up.
Go ahead.
So it was one play where he's going to the rim. He gets fouled. I get my hand on it. Probably could have been a jump ball. He was getting a little frustrated. So he threw an elbow. Boom. I caught it, stomached it, and I had to throw one wreck real quick. Took the ball. And it was that kind of battle, you know what I mean? So, but he got his little tactics, man. It's Kobe Bryant, man, one of the best that I ever played against, man. If not the best. You know?
And you held him to, I mean, you didn't play him every second, but in even 10, when the Lakers got revenge, he only shot 32% from 3. So you were up in him, man.
And that was one of Doc's point of emphasis. He was saying, you know, you got to guard the perimeter. If we got a chance at this, Tony, you're going to have to defend Kobe. And that was just a lot of pressure for me. I'm like, yo, it's on me.
Right.
But James Posey had gave me a great remedy for it. I got to salute him, too, because I used to watch him get ready for him in 08.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just pulled up some of those tactics, you know, got the gas man and Paul Pierce putting the battery in my back and Kevin Garnett in the pick and roll with me every time. So I feel comfortable. It gave me energy. It gave me confidence to say, you know what, I can go out here and compete. And one thing for sure, two for certain, I always never want to be the guy that say, help, help, help. You know what I mean? So that gave me another motivation, and the battles were great, man.
By the way, did you and Paul ever get into it in practice if you were going that hard at him?
Yeah, no, he would like be mad if I didn't go as hard as him.
Really? Oh,
you know what I mean? He would like, you stick me every day in practice. You know what I mean? You need to be getting ready. And that was the kind of vibe he was giving me, just to prepare me, I believe.
So go this direction. You're living in Memphis now.
Yep.
You get to see Ja Morant play probably most every game.
Most every game.
Where are you on Ja versus Zion for Rookie of the Year?
Well, I might be a little biased. But no, I've been watching Ja Morant from the start of the season. He's been performing at a high level. He's carrying his ball club. What I like about him is when I go to the games, he's in the huddle. He's talking to it, encouraging the guys. Come on, guys, let's be ready. Let's be a little better on defense. I'm gonna need you to cut, things to that nature. He's out there in the offense. We see a lot of his highlights, a lot of razzle-dazzle. It comes within the offense. It's not like he's clearing everybody out and going for his own. You know, he's getting everybody involved. So with that being said, he would be my pick for, you know, strong case of Rookie of the Year. But
plus he's played the whole season.
The whole season. I was gonna get at that. He played the whole season, and here's a guy that went to All-Star this weekend and felt like he should have been an All-Star. You know what I mean? And I just think when you bring up Zion Williams, I don't think we could take away his stardom to his comeback. You know, his comeback can't be bigger than this guy's stardom, and he's been putting it down for day one. So, Jaws would be my...
Have you seen much of Zion?
I saw a lot of them, from ESPN.
Right. So, what's the ceiling for Zion?
If you want to, I mean, he's real Charles Barkley-like as far as the body with Bill, athletic like Kemp. If that could be a comparison. He's averaging great numbers right now. Unfortunately, the injury put him back. But, I mean, he's going to be a talent. But if we talking about specifically this, I got to roll with my boy, Ja.
That was my only concern is that a man this size at 19 years of age, 280, probably closer to 300 pounds, night in, night out, 82 games, year over year, up, down, that takes its toll. And that was my concern, Skip. When Skip we was debating Rookie of the Year, I said, Ja, he took Zion. I said, Skip, my only thing long-term with him is injury history, and can he control his weight? Can he keep that? Because we've seen big guys struggle with ankle and knee and feet problems, and that's a lot of man to jump up and down.
And I'm pretty sure, like, with that being said, like, he definitely going to have to probably consider another food regimen.
Yeah.
Maybe
Nutritionist or something.
Like, because he's big, but in his defense, he said it's a blessing. So I don't know how he'd go about that, but, man, this kid has came in, took the highlight reels, and turned them up in one notch. Yeah. I mean, tip dunking, lobbing, and he's a man amongst boys because I thought this kid would be rather delights. You know what I mean? No, he making this team look like had he been there in the beginning of the season, they'd been fighting for the 4th or 5th seed. You know what I'm saying? And I like him. Sky's the limit for him. And it's going to be a tough battle down the street.
Go one last direction. You won a championship with Doc as your coach, Doc.
Yes, sir.
What shot do you give Doc's Clippers against these Lakers?
Well, obviously, the Lakers are number one right now. I haven't seen the steady diet of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George on the floor together. And down the stretch, I don't know how that could be detrimental. You know what I'm saying? Chemistry is everything. Having a good chemistry going into the playoffs, we all know you got to have that. But the load management thing with those guys is kind of puzzled me. So if I would have to say anything, I would have to roll with the Lakers. They have a little bit more added motivation with the loss of, my boy Kobe. And I just think those guys have more juice in their system right now than going forward. And health is going to be an issue for the Clippers too.
See, this is a man who he cannot abide load management because he's not
none whatsoever.
It's unique.
Do us one more favor. Goat James, how he looking in year 17?
Oh, man, we got to put some respect on his name. He looking great. He looking great, man. And to your offense, I mean, just to back up about LeBron, I didn't expect this in year 17. So I thought it would be a decline in points. Now you're looking at him leading the league in assists. That's big. And here's a guy that gave the team to Anthony Davis.
Gave it.
He said, AD, you can have it. And he come in and...
Yet the Clippers do something that this man did at the highest level. They all play defense.
They play defense sometime. Because that Thursday before the All-Star game, Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum took turn on Kawhi. You saw that.
I saw that.
I
saw it. But I kind of thought they was thinking about All-Star break.
Thank you.
Thank you. And all basketball players do.
They do.
Hard.
1 foot in, 1 foot out. That last two games,
But old Goat James, they do that. Old Gay James, they do that, huh? No, I ain't taking a look here. I ain't finna let nobody take turn. You ever had somebody take turn? Nah, let me get Tony this time down. Give me the ball. Let me at Tony. You ever had somebody do you like that, Tony?
No.
Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum fighting over the ball and let me get it.
Really?
The 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
2-time Finals MVP say, my turn to bust him up.
Really?
Yes.
But he's going to be in the finals, and they are not going to be in the finals.
Who?
The
Where LeBron going to be?
Huh?
LeBron.
No, the Clippers coming out.
That old Go James. Go James and AD.
That's going to be interesting.
It will be.
So you got the Celtics and the Clippers?
No, not the. I said the Celtics won't
He got
beat
the
them.
Sixers. I think he got the Sixers.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
Tony, thank you for coming on and for sharing your Kobe stories. Really special to hear. I like
was
the
special.
Defensive Skill Academy. I think
Well
that's
done.
an
Thank you.
incredible
Yeah,
idea.
That's one of the things I want to, sit down with Kobe
special.
and chop it up about.
Yep.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard is coming off the All-Star Game MVP award, but the real hardware that Clippers fans are hoping for is the franchise's first Larry O'Brien trophy. Kawhi's first season in LA has been marked by great performances mixed with load management, something that has led to a unique locker room vibe in Staples Center. The New York Times has even reported that teammates respect Kawhi, but don't necessarily love him. So, Shannon, what does this tell you?
Skip, it tells me they're human. And this is what happens, Skip. Skip, we've seen the teacher's pet. You're in a classroom and the teacher shows favoritism. The classroom will build up resentment towards that kid. Skip, we see it in families when a mother or a father shows special treatment for one child over the other. Mm-hmm. The kids will build up resentment to the one that gets the favoritism. This is what you're seeing. They're like, hold on, wait a minute. Ain't nothing wrong with you. We out here practicing, we out here grinding because you got to realize, Skip, Lou Williams has been cast off. Trez Harrell, Pat Bev, a lot of these guys have been cast off, had to work their butts off. Mm-hmm. They couldn't miss a practice or they're out of the league, they're in the G League or they're playing overseas. Mm-hmm. So they have to grind every single day. And they see Kawhi come in and like, bro, what's this? And then Doc says, well, I don't know if he's going to play till the doctors tell me he's going to be able to play. So you build up Skip, there's no denying he's a superstar. He's talented beyond talent. But you build up a resentment, Skip, when you see a guy and you're going through it and it's like, bro, you playing? Nah. You practicing? Nah. And then Trez Harrell said something very interesting after the loss to the Pistons. He says, we're not a great team. You have to get that out of your mind. We have two players who have never been a part of this team.
Never? I mean, they've been apart.
But Skip, they're talking about practice. Mm-hmm. They're talking about all the other things. It's more than just playing in the game to make you a team, Skip. They're looking at that. They're like, dude, just come in. Yeah, we glad to have you. Yes, you increase our chance of winning a title. But, bro, there's steps, there's process to this. And so these are human emotions. And anybody that's ever been a part of something and you've seen when someone is getting preferential treatment anywhere on the job, let your coworker, the boss, treat him better than you and see what you build up. You don't build up resentment to the boss. You build up resentment. Hold on. Why you mad at me because the boss treat me different than he treat you? They need to point that at Doc, Steve Ballmer, Jerry West's son. But they turn their eye towards the person that's receiving what they consider preferential treatment. Skip, this is just human. It's just human emotion. That's what it is.
So let me ask you this. Had Montrezl Harrell heard that Kawhi Leonard load managed before he signed with the Clippers? Do you think he'd heard about it?
I'm sure he has.
It was like the story of the year last year, all basketball season. Right. That's all he did was load manage all the way into the playoffs. I
think this thing is, Skip, like sometimes somebody was dating, it's like, oh, man, she's a problem. Well, she was a problem for you. She probably ain't going to be that way for me. He probably thought he just load managed in Toronto because of that tendinosis, which caused him to miss all that time in San Antonio. He expected to come to L.A. He's like, oh, Kawhi gonna be in there battling with us. No.
Okay. I don't think anybody out there knows Kawhi Leonard's career any better than I do. Yeah. Any better than I do.
Agree.
I became a fan of his when he was a rookie, when R.C. Buford, the Spurs GM, stole him from Larry Bird. Remember that? For George Hill. And got Davis Bertans, who's a really good player, also with Kawhi Leonard. So he got 2 for 1 for George Hill, who you wound up, he burned you when he missed the free throw. Okay. So the point was, I know that Kawhi Leonard started load managing when he was a rookie in the NBA. He is his own man. He's always been his own man. He is the quiet man. Right. He says next to nothing to nobody. but he's a decent guy in the locker room. I've never heard anybody say he's a bad guy or, you know, we don't like him or because there's not much not to like because he doesn't say much at all.
It's going to be easier to dislike him if you load managing and you're a jerk.
And you were loud.
Yeah, I ain't practicing, so what?
Yeah. If you rubbed it in on everybody, but he just quietly fades into the background.
Right.
So the point was, Greg Popovich, started letting him get away with it because really, Pop invented load management even before Kawhi was a Spur. So Pop sort of coddled him and spoiled him and allowed him to start load managing. And Kawhi's point was, I'll be better for you in April, May, June.
Right.
If you'll let me do this, I will be better.
Right.
You know what? He started backing it up in the playoffs. And he became, many eyes, the best two-way player in basketball while load managing. Then he took it completely over the edge because he and Uncle Dennis, his partner in crime, wanted out of San Antonio. And this is when I parted ways. He was my favorite Spur, and then all of a sudden, he just flat out shut it down on the Spurs.
Y'all tried to make him play hurt.
Okay, but he had a thigh bruise.
Tendinosis.
And it came to the point where Tony Parker, the great Cinch Hall of Famer, Tony Parker, they had a players-only meeting, and they called him out.
Yeah.
This is like early April.
Yeah.
It's about to be the playoff run. And they said, are you with us or not?
Yeah.
And I don't know what he said, but he probably just shrugged. I don't know. He'd missed, 73 games?
He missed 73 games. He missed 73 games. He only played 9 games that year.
Yeah.
And Skip, you remember, I say, Skip, it's over. I say, he has an implosive personality, which means he will carry things. But when he explodes, he didn't go postal. He he just took his talents to, get me up out of here.
Yeah.
And that's what...
He didn't take his talents to South Beach. He took it to North Beach, right?
Yeah, exactly. We the North.
Yeah, we the North.
And that's the thing, Skip. He's not one of these guys, because a lot of guys... What the hell you mean, Tony Parker? I'm out there trying to get healthy. You gonna call me in here, all y'all around, yada, yada.
Tony Parker, who rarely spoke to the media, called the media over after practice because he was coming back a little too soon from a ruptured quadriceps tendon. It's your thigh tendon.
Yep.
He tore his in two in the playoff game against Memphis.
Yep.
And he's rushing back to try to help the Spurs make a run. I thought they had a chance to make it to the finals.
Right.
And he said, my injury is 100 times worse. He used 100.
Yeah,
and to me, I'm there. Yeah. It's 100 times worse.
And you knew when you
know
said
what?
that
When those words came out of his mouth, it was over. He was gone.
Yep.
And they had their plan in place. We the North, then we the Southern California, right?
Yep.
I'm going home, but I got to make a stop off here in Toronto. And all he did was go win the NBA championship, and you got to give him that.
Yes, he did it. He did that. And Skip, there's something to be said about someone that makes the best of the worst situation. They sent him to the farthest place to where he wanted to be. He ain't mentioned nothing about Toronto. As a matter of fact, they say, this is what we're going to do. We're going to send your ass to another country.
That is correct. That's what they thought.
And he said, you know what? In the process of doing that, I'm going to live like a king. I'm going to win an NBA title. I'm free, and then I'm going to ultimately get to where I want to be, which is Southern California. Hey, guess what? I'm with the Clippers now. Yeah.
And then I'm going to go bamboozle LeBron. Yeah. I'm going to make him think I'm going to be a Laker, and at the last second, I'm going to be a Clipper. And then I'm going to make him...
I fought Paul George.
Yep.
I ain't mad. I'm mad at Paul George.
I'll go get Paul George.
I'm mad at Paul George, because Paul George should have stayed his butt at the OKC. Russ would have still been in OKC, and Kawhi would have sided with the Lakers, because he was not going without a second superstar.
Okay.
And they couldn't get another superstar.
So Kawhi Leonard, to me, is the exact polar opposite of LeBron James, because he's polar now. He's polarizing because he doesn't say anything. He load manages like crazy, and he's going to continue to do that all the way up to June.
Right.
And yet, he keeps backing it up, quietly backing it up.
He backed it up one time, Skip.
That's his second NBA Finals MVP.
He's been in the league 10 years,
okay.
8 years. So he hadn't backed it up. You make it seem like he's been backing it up every year.
So he made LeBron look pretty silly by leading him on into thinking, did not everybody report? LeBron thinks he's going to be a Laker.
Sometimes that's what happens, Jenny. You know, I've been in situations where the relationship that I wanted, it's like, it broke my heart. But lo and behold, pick my head up,
You were let on
my
with
chest
it?
out, and lo and behold, something else better came along the pipeline. Oh, yeah, that's how I look at it. That's how you got to look at situations, Skip. You can't complain about the fish that got away. What about the one that you caught?
LeBron wanted 2 fishes.
Fishes, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted 2. Did he not? He wanted AD. He wanted to be over with LeBron.
That's okay. We got one.
Why?
We still got a trophy fish. I mean,
You
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
No, you did. But now it's a fair fight.
The biggest fish that's ever been brought into our house, my brother caught it. It didn't go on the wall. It went into a frying pan.
Okay.
He caught a bass about that long. It
Really?
probably was 12 pounds.
Yum.
Well, guess what? The Clippers are about to put the big fish in the
frying pan.
Yep.
No. See, they're level of fishes, Skip.
Yeah.
I mean, there's catfish. Who puts a catfish on the wall? There's crappie. Nobody puts crappie on the wall. And then there's bass. Okay, you might put a bass on the wall. And then there's marlin. Marlin. Blue and black.
Yep.
See, that's what we got upstairs.
That's a trophy fish.
That's what we got upstairs. Now, that little stuff y'all got downstairs.
working in the basement.
Y'all tilapia. I don't want you to know you're tilapia. You're orange roughy. Ain't nobody putting that on the wall. Yeah, you're carp. You know what I'm saying? You're shad.
They are not carp.
mudfish.
Kawhi would never say this publicly, but he basically said, LeBron, you're carp. When he dropped that ad in the middle of opening night, a New Balance ad, because nobody wears New Balance.
They don't.
Right? They don't.
And they still don't.
Except I do now because he does.
Oh, my goodness.
And again, he said this is now Kawhi town.
But
that was audacity.
Okay, it's the same thing. Joel Embiid said he's the best player in the NBA. Just because you say something, don't make it true, Skip Bayless.
Yeah, but he's backing it up. And then he goes to the All-Star game in the most underplayed story in the history of the All-Star game. He went and won the first annual Memorial Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP Award. He won it, and he was the one player quietly the closest to Kobe Bryant.
And LeBron gonna win it next year. And so guess what? He'll be tied.
That's the second. This was the first.
That's okay.
And he did it, and nobody really got it. And he continues to get LeBron and get him and get him again. Yeah. It's that guy.
Your day coming.
So what's the punchline to this? So the quote was that
they don't necessarily love him. They respect him, but they don't necessarily love him.
So I get it. They don't love him because LeBron's a good guy. He's probably a better guy than Kawhi is, right?
Skip, he has a more infectious personality.
Right.
LeBron.
Great with the media.
Right.
I has nothing to say to the media.
Really
you see LeBron, they tried all these trick shots and everything, before practice, after practice. You ever seen anything with Kawhi like that?
No. He doesn't do that.
Skip, he wouldn't even doubt. You remember last year, I think it was the finals, Van Fleet tried to dap him up.
He did.
And Kawhi's like,
No. I saw it. No, I got it. That's that guy.
Honestly, Kawhi's personality is pretty fascinating. When you think of how little he gives us, but then who he is as a player, it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
All I care is how he plays.
Performs.
That's what makes him so dangerous.
And taking
because
time off.
Because you don't know.
I know.
He doesn't talk about it, and his personality is like, okay.
Okay, and I meant what I say. I only care how Kawhi plays when he plays.
No, you
when he
No,
plays.
you can't do that.
No, this is what you care about. You care about how Kawhi plays when he plays the Lakers. That's all you care about.
That's really all everybody should care about. No, seriously.
I don't know if the NBA will agree with you.
This whole league year boiled down to Clippers, Lakers.
They don't play the Lakers. They're not going to play the Lakers 27, 28 more times, okay? There are other games they're going to have to win.
Only 2 have mattered to me.
I know. Only 2 games matter.
No mercy.
And the Patriots may be approaching the end of an era in New England. Former Tom Brady teammate Rob Ninkovich told the Boston Herald that a TB12 departure could cause a mass exodus of their other free agents leaving the team. Ninkovich also said New England would have trouble recruiting new free agents since their 20-year Super Bowl window would seemingly be closed. So, Shannon, do you agree with this premise?
No. Skip, name the time that the Patriots have lost a guy that they wanted to keep. The Patriots don't go after big-time free agents. They get guys like what's the guy that's a free agent now, Skip? The linebacker, Van Noy.
Okay.
That came from other places that didn't show.
Yeah.
They get the Jason McCourties. they get Jamie Collins that were great with them, goes to Cleveland, ends up having to come back.
Okay.
They don't get into bidding wars in free agency.
Except for Stephon Gilmore.
Well, they know they had. That was it. That was the only thing about it, Skip. That's the only guy
that
they paid They paid market value to get or market value to keep.
They did.
Coach Belichick, look, if Coach Belichick wants you, first of all, if he wants you, you don't really get the free agency. That's normally how it works, Skip, because he's not going to get into a bidding war. He knows if he gets into a bidding war, there's a good chance he's going to lose it. But Coach Belichick doesn't normally lose guys that they want to keep, and they're not going to overpay big-ticket, high-dollar guys. They're going to get the marginal guy. They're like, okay, I see something with that guy. Not going to cost us a whole bunch of money. Boom. So he understands how to build a team, Skip. He doesn't build a team with, you see these drafts like, okay, you get, $20 to build your roster, but you got certain players that cost $10, or you can get one of those players and like some marginal guys, or you can build with the lesser tier guys and get you like 7 or 8 of those guys. That's how Coach Belichick builds his team, with the guys that nobody think, man, what do you want with him? Jason McCourty, what do you want? Tennessee didn't even want him. Ta-da. That's what he does. But I don't see the mass exodus, and I don't see the guys like Coach Belichick's going to get the guy that he wants because they still believe. Yeah, they love Tom Brady, but they still believe in Coach Belichick. If you go to New England, you believe it's his system.
Here's what I believe you have completely swung and missed on.
What I miss on?
If Tom Brady does leave New England, as both of us believe he will,
yes,
this is why I believe Bill Belichick would be in huge trouble, and I would enjoy watching this unfold.
You can't do that.
Here's the point. Bill Belichick can be a tyrant. He can be a dictator.
Can be, he is.
Okay, well, I'm trying to be nice about it. He can be a scoundrel. He can be impossible to live with in film sessions and on the practice field because he can be very verbally abusive in a day and age in which most players will not put up with that level of verbal abuse. And yet, he has gotten away with it for the last 20 years because he had one man in his locker room who played quarterback at a very high level, the GOAT of quarterbacks, slowly but surely became the GOAT, who told everybody in the locker room, this is just the way it is around here.
Yep.
And you've got to live with it and try to come to love it and accept this is just the way it's going to be because we're going to win with this system. Right? Okay. If you take that man out of the middle of that locker room and you have no more buffer between Bill and today's players, I'm not saying it's a mass exodus. It's just they're not going to want to play for him. However you want to slice and dice it, they're just going to slowly but surely erode in the locker room because they're going to say, who wants to put up with that guy?
Guess what the people are seeing? Guess what the players inside that locker room and the players outside that locker room are seeing? The strength of this team is the defense. And we saw this starting to transition over the last year and a half. So Skip Bayless, Coach Belichick, look, there's a reason why Phil Jackson could leave Chicago and come with instant credibility. He had championships. There's a reason why Pat Riley could leave the Lakers and go to the Knicks and then go to Miami and have instant credibility because he got those rings and things. Bill Belichick's got rings and things. Not only did he win them as a head coach, he won them as a defensive coordinator. So they're going to believe in Coach Belichick. Yes, they would. I'm sure an offensive guy would love to play with Tom Brady. Defensive guy knowing you're going to probably have the lead in a lot of games. But at the end of the day, in Bill, they trust.
Really?
Yep.
So, Bill Belichick's defense from the start of that Sunday night loss in Baltimore, remember that one? It was about in the middle of the year. From that point on, it was a below-average defense in rank. I can just show you.
What about the offense?
Yeah.
The offense was below average all year long. But I told you this.
What did you tell me to open the show today, right here on Undisputed? You kept saying, that team's got way more weapons than the Patriots. That team and that team and that team and that team.
And guess what, Skip Bayless? And that quarterback was better than that team, and that team, and that team, and that team. You didn't mention that, though, did you? He is a part of the offense. See, I know what you're trying to do, Skip Bayless, and you good at this. Ooh, they should call me the spin doctor. I was riding the bike in class in Indoor Stadium. They called me the spin doctor. That was my stork name. But you can spin. Ooh, you sure you don't work for another agency because you can spin it. I love the way you tried to spin this and say, see, the great Shannon, the Hall of Famer, sat across from me and said, Tom Brady had no weapon.
That's what you said.
He was part of the problem, too. He was part of the problem. Part of the problem, Jenny.
So in the game of the year, the home finale in which they had the 2 seed in the palms of their hands, Tom Brady did what he always does. He led an 80-yard drive for a touchdown that put them up 24-20 with 3.5 minutes left.
I need to slow that back up again.
Yeah.
Hey, pull that back up. Hey, Azzy, I need you to pull that what you just showed. Do that for me one more time. Here it comes right here. Now, this is the guy. This same guy that we showed right here. Oh, this right here.
Yep.
Wow!
Yep.
I know they the guy that won 6 MVP. I know that's not the guy that won 6 Super Bowls.
So you're not listening and you're not...
What is this?
Because you can't defend what happened.
I can't defend that.
You cannot defend what happened.
Who is this
Tom
right here?
Brady did what he always has done. Another clutch, game-winning fourth-quarter drive. And then, help me out, Shannon Sharpe.
Okay,
then what happened after that? Help me out. You know football.
What?
Help me out.
Skip.
Bill Belichick, all he had to do is stop Ryan Fitzpatrick from going 75 yards the other way for the game-winning touchdown. Not field goal, touchdown. And his defense could not stop Ryan Fitzpatrick, who threw a 5-yard... do we have that play? No, we don't have it because nobody cares. A 5-yard touchdown pass to Mike Gesicki. Beat New England and knocked them out of the 2 seed.
I need to see these low lights.
Yeah.
This is my package every time because you got a LeBron. But yeah, Abby, can I get that one more time? Go ahead, Skip. We will talk over it. Right here, Skip, baby.
I cannot wait to see Andy Dalton as the quarterback of Bill Belichick's football team.
You like that?
Yeah, I love this.
You like this right here, Skip?
Yeah.
Baby, look at this. That's a pick 6.
I love Tom Brady as the Titans quarterback or the 49ers
right
or the Cowboys or the Chargers or the Rams. I want to see it. Yeah. Is that all you got?
Who is this? Skip, look at this right here. That's your guy. That's the guy with 6 Super Bowls.
He's my guy, too.
That's your guy with 6 Super Bowls. Because that's what you do. Because when I try to say LeBron got 4 MVPs and 3 finals, yada, 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 you show the low light. So this right here, this your guy. You like that?
The low
you
light.
like that?
The underplayed lowlight of the last Patriot 8 games of the season was Belichick's disastrous defense.
How good?
It couldn't stop anybody.
You notice, I remember we did the story, Jenny. The first 3 weeks of the season, Tom Brady was the best pro football focus. They loved us for Tom Brady. He was the #1 rated quarterback. Where did he finish? He didn't finish #1, but we gonna blame Coach Belichick's defense. Okay.
But even the great Shannon Sharpe admitted he had no weapons because his primary receiver, the only receiver who could remotely get open, was Julian Edelman, who dropped a league-leading number of passes.
And Coach Belichick said, I ain't had no weapon at quarterback either. That's what Coach Belichick told me. I made that up. Coach Belichick didn't tell me nothing. But
Tom Brady made Bill Belichick.
Stop saying that. It's not true.
Made him.
Made Tom Brady.
Yep.
We drafted him. We cultivated him.
I so hope he's gone, and I so hope I get to watch what happens when Belichick doesn't have Brady in his locker room or in his huddle.
Man, Coach Belichick going to win that Super Bowl.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's
go on.
just
I want to see
how
it.
successful they
I'm gonna give you a
are
hoodie.
without each other.
As a matter of fact, I might start. What they leave, I'm gonna start wearing me a Patriots hoodie that cut off the sleeve like Coach Belichick.
Yeah,
You are.
Over my jacket. Yep.
You'll rock that very well. I cannot wait to see where Tom ends up.
No mercy.
Russell Westbrook was ejected in the fourth quarter of the Rockets' blowout win over the Warriors after he was caught chirping with the Golden State bench with about 6 minutes left in the game. Afterward, Russ complained to reporters that, quote, I'm always the one who gets painted to be the bad guy. So, Shannon, do you agree with Russ?
It's the easy picture to paint. Skip, you're up 35 with 6 minutes left in the ball game and you elbow the guy for what? I just want to know why. You're up 35. First of all, why are you even in the game? And then he talking about he's painted to be. Skip, you elbowed the guy. The things that makes, some of the things, the traits that makes us great makes us most fallible.
Yep.
Because Russ plays hard every night.
He does.
He's emotional. And sometimes that emotion, you're supposed to keep the emotion out of the game, but he brings it to the game. And for the most part, it served him very, very well.
Yep.
But sometimes it pushes him over the edge, Skip.
It does.
There was no need for that. I like Russ. I know exactly what I'm going to get. I'm going to get his best maximum effort every single night. Good, bad, or indifferent. But he was wrong in this situation. There's nowhere, ain't nobody made you out to be the bad guy. You elbowed a guy for no reason, and you're up 35. For what? To show you that you're going to play hard? Russ, we know you play hard. And then I don't know what you say. I don't know what was said with the bench, but what? What did you hope to accomplish with?
I think Clay was really getting into it. Clay wants to be playing basketball, so
yeah.
he talks a lot of basketball, right?
Go ahead.
I love to watch Russell Westbrook play. I don't like his makeup because he's just a hothead, and he's a solo act, and he can't think team, situation, what am I doing, poise, maturity, all those great things, all those great intangibles that go into making a great player great.
Right.
He just doesn't have enough of those. And he cannot restrain himself because he does play hard. We had Tony Allen on. He's got a lot of Tony Allen. Tony Allen would just play as hard as he could play. But Tony knew where the out of bounds were, and you have to contain yourself, and you can't get into a technical foul battle because you'll just, it's going to happen at a moment that really mattered because they're up, what did you say, 35? They won by 30.
Skip, you remember earlier in the year, he got a technical foul, and James Harden went to him and shoved him.
He did.
And pointed to his head. What are you doing? Because like you said, 35-point game, a technical foul, you getting thrown out is one thing. We down by 2 or 3, or we up by 2 or 3, and you get thrown out of a ball game because, no. He's a guy that does not contain him. It's hard for him to control his emotions if he feels someone is challenging him.
That is correct. And he loses all perspective on what is the situation.
Right.
They are going to win easily. That they made a franchise record number of three-point shots in the first half, and it was a wipeout.
Yes.
So you're doing this to do what? Because your manhood has been challenged? A great player shrugs that off and goes to the next game because it does not matter.
Exactly.
So guess what he's done to his basketball team now? He's got 13 technical fouls, which leads the league, and you can only have 16 total before you get a one-game suspension. So guess what, Mr. Westbrook? You are now on notice, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to alienate referees. It's not a good look for the Rockets.
Yeah.
And yet, what is your guy, your new teammate, your childhood friend, what does he do the best? He gets to the free throw line.
Right.
So don't alienate the referees, right? You need to be the friend of the referees because nobody's a bigger friend to the refs than James Harden is, right? So last night...
refs are a bigger friend to him.
That's correct. That is correct. Last night, James Harden hit 14 of 15 free throws. Guess how many Russell Westbrook shot last night? 0. He shot 0. They just said, you're not going to the line. And yet, James ended up with 29, Russ had 21, and they both had 10 assists. And I'm going to say this again, and you're not with me on this. I really enjoy watching those two vibe off each other because there's no man on earth that James Harden will defer to except Russell Westbrook and vice versa. Russell Westbrook will defer to his longtime friend James Harden and his former teammate from Oklahoma City. They sort of grew up together even in this sport. So the point is, would you believe that James Harden is 9th in this league in assists right now, and Russ is 11th? So they almost have two guys top 10 in assists. They each had 10 last night. That works for me. I do think they're a little, maybe a lot better without Clint Capella. They are small balling into the playoffs. And they have a chance. They're going to have to make threes like they did last night. I mean, if you're going to make 25 of 40.
When they made 15, they were 15 to 26 in the first half.
That's what I'm saying.
What game's over?
Okay, it's over. But if you make 25 per game, you're going to win a whole bunch of basketball.
Yeah, you're not going to lose.
No.
You're getting 75 points from the three. You win on all of them.
That is correct.
All right, we're going to leave it for now. No mercy. NFL owners have voted to accept negotiated terms on a new CBA that, among other things, would feature a 17-game schedule and an expanded playoff field. The NFLPA's player reps are scheduled to have a conference call today to discuss. So, Shannon, what happens next?
I believe that the players are going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe again, Skip.
Really?
You know why? Let me tell you why, Skip Bayless. They're going to lower, now you're going to have more nanograms of THC in your system from 30 to 150. We're going to narrow the window in which we can test from 4 months to 2 weeks before the season. Really? Because they got them last time with practice. That's what we're talking about, practice. First of all, for me, Skip Bayless, if we're not talking about lifetime medical benefits, send it to the shredder.
Okay.
And guess what? Here's the thing that I found interesting. The implementation of a neutral decision maker for most commissioner discipline cases. Most. Skip, I get to decide whether or not he gets to go to the neutral arbitrator. Man, y'all better stop with me. Stop playing. Come on, players. Come on. Oh, you can get so much more. What's the rush? Skip, this thing, it took shape real quick, didn't it, Skip? What's the rush?
It took shape real quick.
We got until next offseason. Skip, we got until March of 2021. What's the rush?
Well, the owners just rubber stamped it, like, go. And now we got a conference call with the player reps today.
Yes.
They're just going to rubber stamp and say, oh, we're good. Let's not have any long, drawn-out fight.
Hey, Skip, let me ask you a question. What your boss comes and say, hey, Skip, I got this new contract for you. Go ahead and sign that. Like, whoa. I hadn't even go. No, just go ahead and sign it.
Sign it.
It's good, because you're good.
Yeah. We'll get to the other stuff later. No, come on, players.
So what's your prediction then? What do the player reps do? Did they spit on this, so to speak?
I would. I think they should, Skip, because there should be a no. First of all, are we talking lifetime medical? Because right now, Skip, you get 5 years. The average NFL career is 3 years. So let's just say you're done with football at 26. Am I more concerned with medical at 26 to 31, 31 to 36, or in my 40s and 50s?
Okay, most players voting for this don't care about what you just brought up. It doesn't really hit home.
Skip, I remember in 1993, they said the very same thing.
They did?
Man, give me $1 million. I don't worry about no medical. All those guys, I ain't calling no names, but all those guys that said that wish they had medical right now.
Bring up a good point. That is it for us. We will be back Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern.
No mercy.
Thank you for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Keep an eye out for the weekend edition of the podcast tomorrow morning, featuring this week's best segments. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Fox Sports. One of one.